Welcome back to the channel. We are headed out to do our full test on the Puckipuppy Boxer ST. I absolutely love this color. We are on a full charge and we're going to go through and do all of our testing. Alright guys, I wanted to give you a view of what the bike looks like with me on it. My pedal stroke. I am 5'11". And some suspension. I'm going to go through a little bit of programming and we're going to get all that stuff set up. The suspension's good for being a fully suspended bike. It takes a lot of the shock out of the bike. So we're going to go in here and do a little bit of programming before we get started. Push these three. And then we are going to go down to speed limit. And it is already set to 61. And then we'll go down here to... So this bike comes on intensity setting 3. We're going to go ahead and put that up to 5. We're going to max this bike out. It only goes to 5. This is a 750 watt motor, and 3, 2, 1, go. So we're at 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, and 17.8. So GPS lags a little bit, but that was 17.8. No pedaling, but it is pretty gentle on that pedal assist. You guys, we're going to do our 20 mile an hour brake test, downhill brake test. I'm at 20. When we get to the sign, jam on the brakes, see how long it takes us to stop. And now, that is about 8 feet, guys. I hit the brakes right here and we stopped right there. You can see the black marks going up to the bike. So give or take 8 feet, not bad. It's got quite a shudder to it when you're on the brakes that hard going downhill. So let's go do our regular brake test and see how that comes out. All right, guys, we're going to do our flat brake test from the sign. We'll always do it. This is going to shake a little bit at 20 mile an hour and stop. Oh, the brakes are good on this for being a 2-piston caliper. So as you can see, that's a stopping distance. Let's walk it off. Yeah, about 9 feet. 9 feet's pretty impressive. The brakes on this are fantastic. The bike shudders when you hit the brakes like that, and I don't know exactly what that is, aside from maybe just flex from being a step-through design. I'm guessing if you had that top bar in there, it wouldn't do that, but being a fully suspended bike, it has movement in the rear, so I'm guessing that's probably what the shudder is when you hit the brakes. All right, guys, we're gonna head over to the golf course and we're gonna do our steep hill climb. About 25, 26, your pedaling starts to freewheel just a touch, but you're still getting some resistance in, so you're still putting in a little bit of work. This is a cadence sensor, so as long as I'm moving my legs, it's gonna give us power. This is not a torque sensor where the more effort you put in, the more power you get in. It is just a cadence sensor. The suspension on this bike, it's a good entry-level suspension. It does help just a little bit. It keeps the mildly rough road, you know, very tolerable. And this seat is fantastic. Well, we're doing 35, 36. All right, let's tuck down, see what we can do. We're at 34. I think that's all she's got. So 33. So 33 on the GPS, 34 on the speedometer here. Oh, not too bad. All right, here we go, guys. I've been pretty curious to see how this does. Handled that pretty well. All right, guys. Anthony D 507 actually commented on my last video, and so we are naming this hill Heartbreak Hill. I'm guessing it's going to break our hearts on this Puckipuppy. It is 750, but with the big tires and everything, it is a pretty gentle start. So we are going to give her the beans, no pedaling, see how far we go. I do not have a juice box with me, so I can't do the juice box challenge, but let's give it a shot, see how far we get. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a run at it, and that's it. That's about what the 750 watt bikes did. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit of a run at it and see. All right, well, with a little bit of help. Oh, I got a pedal. I should have downshifted. Okay, well, with a little bit of help, the Boxer ST in bright yellow, I'm sure the yellow made a substantial difference in the power output of this bike. I can only imagine. With a little bit of input, it made it right up the hill. So typical 750 watt bike. Boy, the suspension definitely helps on this bike. Having that rear suspension take up a little bit of the bite when you cross over these kind of rough trail roads makes a big difference. Boy, the brakes on this are absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure exactly what the temperature is. It's a little brisk, so that does kind of hurt the output of the bike. But it's fast. It's a very subtle power delivery. Oh yeah, that was nice. Very nice. If I was you guys, when I got this, I would immediately put some flat out in the tires. I did not do that, mainly because I just wanted to get out and get the test in. Man, what a beautiful day for a test ride. The saddle on this thing's really nice too. It's probably the biggest saddle I've ever seen on a bike, from the factory anyway. We got some stagnant water. We were gonna skip the mosquito heaven right there. Gotta be careful with leaves on the trails. I watched a guy eat it the other day. Felt pretty bad for him, but it happens. All right. So if you turn this up to the start strength 5, it absolutely makes a difference. It is so smooth on the takeoff on 3, which is the factory, that it was a little bit annoying just because I wanted it to have a little more juice. If you were going to buy this bike, get used to it on the stock settings before you go in and start changing stuff, because it does take some getting used to. So to answer your question, this bike is not the greatest for hill climbing. It does have, like I said, a 750 watt motor, peaks around 1,000 watts. It has a very nice battery in it, should get some pretty decent range. If you're looking to get into a bike, this is a great bike to get you started. It has decent suspension, nice components, and it's a good budget-friendly bike is the best way to put it. So I really enjoy it. The build quality is nice. The suspension's nice and plush. It is actually pretty fast for a class 3 bike. When you unlock it, the throttle will take you to full speed, which is a little over 30 miles an hour, which is pretty nice. Colorado Planks of Doom. Pretty sketchy. Not really, but it's just kind of fun to ride across them. I'm still a child, let's be honest. If you see an old abandoned golf course and they have a bridge, you're definitely going to go across it, just say you did. Nice houses over here. So the steering geometry on this bike is such that it wants to turn in. So when you start to give it a little bit of pressure one way or another, it does want to go ahead and turn, which is good for a couple reasons. It helps you turn the bike with a wider tire, but at the same time, it's not so much that, you know, you got to be super careful. But this is not a bike I would probably ride no hands, just because if you start to lean, it's going to want to turn. That's like butter riding across the Colorado Plains of Doom with this fully suspended mountain bike. I do like that at 18, 19 miles an hour, you can still pedal all the way up to about 24, 25. Holy crap, there's a hawk. Ah, that's pretty neat, chasing me. He's after this bright yellow mountain bike. I did leave with a full charge. This doesn't have a voltage meter. It only has the speed, the distance, and what pass setting you're in. This is your voltmeter, so it tells you about how much battery you have left. I don't like those because they're not accurate. It's showing that it's clear full still, but at 8 miles, I would have to check the voltage. And I can do that at home, but I can't do it on the bike right now. So that's a shame. Oh, there's some sweet jumps. We're gonna see if this bike jumps. Hey, that's pretty cool. This does pretty good in the sand traps. All right, I gotta record my crash. All right, let's do this again. Ooh, somebody's smoking weed. We're just taking a nice leisurely ride on the Puckipuppy ST. It's fall and we are completely camouflaged. We are on a banana yellow bike that I chose because I love yellow, and it's also my mom's favorite color. So I thought she'd get a kick out of watching this video. And so I'm basically doing a review video for just my mom. You're welcome. But seriously, if you guys are looking at getting a mountain bike, this is a nice one to get. If you go down in the description, click on the link, it'll take you to Puckipuppy, and there is a discount code there. We'll save you a little bit of money, and it doesn't cost you a thing. All you gotta do is click on that link, takes you right to their website. You can buy a bike, they'll ship it right to you. You might get you and about 6 of your friends to come over and help you open the box. If you don't believe me, watch this video up here. I cut about probably 30 minutes out of that video trying to get it open. It was just the glue on the box was insane, and it definitely whooped me. I'm not gonna lie about it. It definitely got the better of me. I should have packed a lunch. I didn't even think about it. The assembly on this bike is somewhat involved. I would take it to a bike shop and have them build it for you if that's not something you're comfortable with. You do have to mount the front wheel. It is not a through axle, so you do have to set it in there, and you can do it easy enough. Just flip the bike over and make sure the display and stuff is out of the way. I almost hit my face. Make sure the display and everything's over, and then flip the bike upside down, and then makes it super easy to install. The front fender is actually pretty nice. The rear fender is very noisy. I think it's just the nature of the beast. When you have a suspended mountain bike, it's just going to be kind of noisy. I did leave the rack on it because I like having a rack so I can throw my bag on there, put some of my stuff in it. Makes it a little nicer. So these are a non-branded 26 by 4 inch fat tire. This does have Logan 2-piston calipers on it, and they bring this thing to a halt with a quickness. I am absolutely shocked at how good the brakes are on this bike. This thing isn't a mountain goat, but it does very well. I'm very surprised at how well this bike performs for the price. Go down in the link, click it. It depends on what sale they're running and everything else, guys. So utilize my link, save you 50 bucks when you click on it. Pick out whichever one you want and all the different colors. I'll post those up in here someplace, and then maybe over here, I don't know. And check them out. The white is really nice also. I really dug the white, but I've got white bikes, so I wanted a yellow bike. So I didn't pedal at all going up that hill, and that's a pretty steep one. I did have a little bit of a run at it. Again, you're not going to be overwhelmed with the power of this bike, but it is very, very good for the money. All right, guys, we're back at Heartbreak Hill. I'm going to try one other thing. I'm going to turn this down to the start strength. I know you guys can't tell how steep this is, but it's insane. We're going to go down to intensity setting, and we're going to change that down to 3, and I'm going to show you guys the difference. Okay, so intensity setting 3, we're on 5. Granted, we're down a little bit of power, but not enough to make a huge difference. So we're, how many miles? 10 miles, 10.8 miles? All right. So this is the difference between 3 and 5 on the start strength. It barely gets going. Okay. So we're gonna do, we're gonna set a couple pine cones at the front wheel. I can't get the pine cones to stay. So now we're gonna turn our start strength from 3 all the way up to 5 at this same spot. And we're gonna go down to intensity setting, turn that up to 5. Oops, 5. Okay, so we're on 5. We're gonna give her the beans, see how far we get. We're shooting for those 2 pine cones. So we are exactly 1 bike length. I don't know if you guys can see that. So we're exactly 1 bike length past, because that was the front wheels. Now we're here. So yeah, that start strength makes a big difference. So if you're new to bikes, leave it in 3. If you've been riding a while, you can definitely go in and adjust that. So Heartbreak Hill, we did make it pedaling with a little bit of run out. We were able to go ahead and make it up that. So the only bike that has made it up Heartbreak Hill is the Expedition 2.0, shockingly enough. It is a 750 watt motor, but the way they have that bike programmed and with the dual batteries, I guess there's no voltage sag. And it slows down. It only goes a couple, it has like 4 mile an hour, 5 mile an hour, but it climbed it. So can't say it didn't. Let's do a top speed run downhill. I'm giving her everything I got, guys. Ah, 34, 35, 35. Woo, 36. All right. Well, this is kind of cool. I've never been on this one. Right down there's the road we're usually on for the trail. This is the best part about having an electric bike, guys. You can basically go anywhere. So just like that, I didn't want to ride on the road to get back home. So I just cut across back behind this park. But look at that view, guys. Look at that. 15 miles. And we're still 3/4 battery life. I don't know what the percentage is. If this is a bike for you guys, click on my link, go down, enter my discount code, get you the best price. You can see all the updates and everything on pricing there. And if this isn't the bike for you, watch this video and I'll see you guys over there. Thanks for watching, guys.